he'll only serve possibly only 4 months or so, okay? News came down early today that YFN Lucci was sentenced to a 20-year sentence with 10 years to serve after pleading guilty to one count of the violation of the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. Now, let me give you his case if you probably forgot. Basically, YFN Lucci was indicted on on really counts of violating the Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act. It's kind of like a RICO Act. It's kind of like a conspiracy act. Like New York, statewide, New York has a conspiracy act. Georgia has this gang, whatever, prevention act, whatever. And that basically is like a RICO. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, the word or the phrase RICO is actually overblown because mostly only feds kind of like actually charge somebody with racketeering. And it stands for racketeering, and I forgot what the rest is. Anyway, regardless, they charged Lucci for this. Lucci had gotten out on bail, if you don't know, and what happened afterwards is that it was the most bizarre story ever. Lucci and his homies decided to get either in his Bentley or his G-Wagon and drive through the ops block. Some people believe they intended to do a shootout or a drive-by, but a lot of people would say, why do a drive-by in a Bentley or a G-Wagon? Why not just drive like some random low-profile car to do it? Apparently, when they drive through the block, shots were fired from the vehicle. Shots got fired back into the vehicle. Lucci was driving the car, and what happened is that somebody in the car got shot fatally, either in the neck or the head. As they were getting out of that block, they basically kicked the person and ejected the person out of the car because he was bleeding. Yeah, listen, if we doing a drill in my Urus, you can't bleed on the yellow leather seats. What the fuck? Get that nigga out of here. So they kicked the nigga out. He was gasping for his last breaths of air. I'm not making fun of that, but that's just what it was. And there was some passerbys who actually even reported to the cops saying, hey, listen, I see this guy. He's about to die. They're like, what do you mean? They're like, hey, it looks like he was shot. They're like, where did he come from? It looks like we saw a car pass by. It looked like he was pushed out the car. So, and I think maybe we can find, let me see, YFN Lucci, G-Wagon shot up. Like, there's a vehicle, right? Is it this? Right here. Okay, I think this is it. So this is the vehicle that YFN Lucci allegedly was driving through. Okay? Driving the G-Wagon, you know what I mean? Shit, like the suspension's up on it. This is a fly car. You know what I mean? So apparently one of the guys, rolled the window down and started to shoot in the ops block. And the ops wasn't lacking. You know what I mean? They pulled their blinkies out and shot back. And when they shot back, I believe this maybe was the side that the guy was fatally wounded. So they shot the guy in the head. You can see there's multiple bullet wounds that was going through that particular window. And that was the window facing the side of the street they were shooting out at, right? The guy got fatally wounded. They kicked him out of the car. And yeah, that's kind of what it was. By the way, this is not the only vehicle that got shot up. Oh, here's the video of some of the damage. Look. Wow. Yo, whatever block they were driving through, bad idea to drive through that block because them niggas could shoot. They hit this car all type of times. Hold on. Also, let me see. Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Lucci, for future reference, you can't go sliding in a G550. You got to go at least with G63 if you're going to be like, you know what I mean? You want to go spin the ops block, you got to be a G63. Can't be a 550, but go ahead. Okay. Yeah. So if you're realizing what a drive-by normally is, this would be the window here. Shit. Right. This would be the window here that as they're driving through, that window is down or whatever. They're shooting through. They probably put the window back up, but niggas sent bullets back through that motherfucking window. And, unfortunately, whatever. So if we read the story, by the way, this is 2019. So, by the way, Lucci, I believe, was out on bail at that time. Actually, let's read the story. YFN Lucci might be on the market for a new bulletproof ride now after the G-Wagon was riddled with bullet holes from a drive-by shooting that left one person in the vehicle injured. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ YFN Lucci Mercedes SUV was shot up Friday night in Atlanta. When police responded, they found a man suffering from 2 gunshot wounds. We're told the victim was not Lucci, and the rapper isn't listed on the police report. Our Atlanta sources told us it's Lucci's whip, although his mother is a registered owner. We obtained pictures and videos of the damage showing bullet holes all over the place. Ammo ripped through the passenger windows on both sides. Okay, so basically you can tell if it's the passenger side that got shot up. If they were driving here, and I'm guessing if they were shooting at people, they were shooting out there, and people shot right back at them. So most of the bullets came through that passenger side, right? Clearly, they weren't shooting on the driver's side. It just wouldn't make sense if you're doing a drive-by, right? Side doors, rear window, rear blah, blah. They say the gunshot victim told the cops he was driving. Okay, is this the one? There was 2 times this car got shot up. There was a Bentley too. Let me see. Or am I tripping? Maybe it wasn't this. How many times have niggas' cars been shot up? Holy. Was it a G-Wagon? There was a time it's like Rolls Royce got shot up. Is G-Wagon got shot up in 2019? Shut up. Hold on. YFN Lucci shot up, left dead. Maybe I'm chilling. Maybe I'm wilding. Hold on. ID. Okay, this was. Let me see. Fuck. Come on, stop. AGC. Okay. This is 2021. Okay, maybe I got the wrong car, but he did get his G-Wagon shot up. Maybe no one got hurt in that one. Hold on. Okay. Atlanta is wanted for murder. Blah, blah. Okay. In a December shooting. Yeah, I don't think it was a G-Wagon. It was the Maybach SUV. Thank you. Somebody corrected me. Damn. By the way, Lucci, you got to move out of Atlanta. If they've shot up your G-Wagon and your Maybach, cut it out. Anyway, same precedence as what I was saying. Nobody goes on a drill in a Maybach, right? Bennett's gonna face all these type of things. Let's find the Maybach. It was a Maybach SUV. It was like, that's when everybody got a Maybach truck and they were doing, everybody, you know the Maybach truck? Let me just show y'all real quick. The one where every rapper used to try to have it jump on the hydraulics. Maybach truck hydraulics. Yeah, everybody kept doing this dumb shit with it, right? Look.
Got new so like 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody kept doing this shit. So yeah, so this is the Maybach truck.
That's not me doing that, baby. That's
Okay.
the car doing that.
Or actually, I should say, how it was meant to be produced is the Maybach. Okay. For the more established and more prestige people, it's not. If you go into a real Mercedes dealership and deal with the higher echelon people, they won't call it a Maybach. It's called a Maybach. Anyway, let's find the Maybach truck. We're going to find the one that got shot up. Is this the one? No. I think there's pictures of it. Murder. Oh, by the way, we have the 911 call as well. Let's see if we could find. Okay, no. So this is the old one. Which, by the way, if niggas shot up your car like this, like a year before, you should move, right? Like, you know what I mean? Don't get another expensive car that they're gonna shoot up. Okay, nah, that's still the G-Wagon. Let's see if we can find the Maybach. I know there's pictures of it. There's pictures of that Maybach truck being shot up as well. Maybe I got. It's not called Maybach truck. It's just Maybach SUV. All right, Maybach. Yeah, murder. That's actually a pretty good search term. Let's see if we can find it. No? All right. Anyway, let's listen to the 911 call about that shit.
Atlanta 911 for the 2679. What's the address of your emergency?
We need an ambulance. Somebody is laying out. Somebody, I don't know
Oh.
if he barely
Let me
I
connect
don't
you.
think
Stay
this
on the
man
line.
breathing. Somebody just threw him out of the car.
Let me connect you to the ambulance.
Huh? He's still trying to fight for his life.
EMS, what's the address of the emergency?
Baby, can y'all please get an ambulance?
By the way, to kind of crystallize what's going on in the scene, there's a passerby seeing a man who's gasping for air. He's basically hugging on to the last moments of his life. The person who got shot in the Maybach of YFN Lucci was ruthlessly and cold-bloodedly pushed out of the vehicle. You know, again, all this gang shit, you throw up a million signs, niggas wiping their nose, slime with saying all this dumb shit. Your mans gets shot in your Maybach, you push him the fuck out and let him bleed out on the street, not in the car. You feel me? You don't try to drive him to the hospital. You say, see you in the afterlife, nigga. They pushed the nigga straight out, unbuckled that nigga, and gave him a donkey kick and kicked him onto the road. Don't get mad at me. That's exactly what happened, okay? So the guy who got shot and was dying in the vehicle, you can't have him, you can't have him bleeding on the Alcantara leather. You just can't really have him bleed on some of the finer things. There's a refrigerator in the back of the vehicle. None of that. You got to kick his ass out. Let his ass bleed out on the sidewalk. And that's exactly what happened, to be honest, okay? And after they kicked his ass out, he was bleeding out in the sidewalk. They skirted out of there. And somebody who was walking by saw somebody who was dying and said, wow, let me call the cops. Sorry. Hey, listen, all that gang shit, you should tell you, it don't mean a lot. Not when a nigga got a Maybach, okay? Nigga, you think you gonna bleed on my emblem, nigga? Nigga, fuck getting this shit detailed, nigga. Let's kick your ass out right now, okay? Listen, let me tell you how dirty they did this nigga. With all due respect, and God rest his soul, I'm not trying to make fun of the guy who passed away, but we got to put this in perspective. Even according to the cops, even YNW Melly, who allegedly smoked his friends, at least had the decency to tell his other friend, bring these dead ass niggas to the hospital, okay? Don't just leave them on the side of the road. Lucci and them, is that nigga bleeding on my leather? Nigga, what? It's my nigga, kick him out. Get him out. You see, you got to think about this. All that gang shit ain't worth it. Okay? At least in the YNW Melly case, they brought the corpses to the jail, or I mean, to the hospital. They say, yeah, give him CPR. They're dead though, but still, give him CPR. Okay? They had a little class, allegedly. I don't know what's going on. I'm just over here. I'm drunk. Come on, liquor. I don't know what's going on. YFN Lucci? You know, you buy a new car and they got that little white paper in there with the two footprints. And like, trust me, every nigga who really bought a car, you keep that shit in for the first month because you want to act like your car's still new. Shit. That's what Lucci had in his car, nigga. Nigga start bleeding in here, dying in here. Get this nigga. Nigga, this is how they kick that nigga out of the car. I'm not even trying to make fun of the nigga, but I just got to keep it 100 with you, nigga. You ever watch 300? You ever seen this shit, nigga? This is how they kick that nigga out of the fucking car. This is how bro, I'm telling you, nigga, like, you just gotta, this is how they kick the nigga out of the fucking car right here. This is Sparta! Just like that. I ain't even gonna hold you. Just like that. They kick that nigga straight out of the car, nigga. Get out of the Maybach, nigga. Get out of here, nigga. This shit self-drive. This shit self-drive. This change lanes. We could put some shit in it, move like a Tesla. You know, one thing it don't do by itself is clean blood off that leather, nigga. Get out of here. Yeah, they kick that nigga straight out there. Straight out. I ain't even gonna hold you. Tell you the truth. Don't get mad at me. I ain't do it. Oh, y'all mad at me now. I don't get mad. I ain't do it. It ain't me. It ain't me.
I've seen him.
It ain't me. It wasn't me who did this. Don't get mad. Y'all over here getting attitude with me and shit like that. Damn, Ak, you cold. Nigga ain't me. I'm telling you, my nigga Bortland had the GPS in his hand, nigga. Nigga, he ran 10 red lights trying to get the corpses to the hospital. He been knew them niggas was dead. That nigga Borland was driving the car like, yo, let me act like I'm trying to get y'all to. Yo, y'all good? Oh, damn, these niggas is like, what the fuck is this white chick? No, I'm playing. Let me stop. I'm gonna get a little cryptic. I'm drunk, y'all. Even Wind Up and Melly or a King Von would bring you to the hospital, nigga. YFN Lucci nigga said, man, go down the sidewalk. That's crazy. How you get kicked out the whip like you're roadkill? Fuck. Anyway, all right, let me stop. Okay, cool. All right, let me see. I gotta find the Maybach. Let's find it. Oh, did I play the whole audio? No, I didn't.
Man's here. This man is dying. He's shot in the head. He just took his last breath, man.
What street are you on, ma'am? Can you give him your location, please, for the ambulance to give the guy some help?
No. What is his address? Man, this man just took his last breath, man.
Man, we have help on the way already. Tell me exactly what happened.
We don't know. Me and my sister, we were just walking down the street, and somebody just rolled down the street with a man hanging out the car. They just pushed him out the truck and left him for dead.
Ma'am, I thought you said he was.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Yo, chat. Listen, I'm just here for gang awareness, man. I've been paid by the DARE program to make sure y'all don't join gangs just for these reasons. So I got to show y'all some harsh thing, man. Shit. That nigga taking his last breath, nigga. Shit, they kicked that nigga out the car like he was on the aux and just not playing nothing. This is what. Listen.
Diamond colder than a bitch, then you know you lit when you quick to take.
Nigga, this is hot. Nigga, this is what was playing on the aux while they driving away after they kicked the nigga off.
Remember I was broke, yeah. Now I'm getting rich. Yeah, when you diamond colder than a bitch, then you know you lit.
Let me stop now. This is getting out of hand. All right, let's get back to the real shit, man. I apologize, chat. I'm a little bit immature tonight.
Shot in the head.
Yes, he is shot in the head. They threw him out the car. He just died. He just took his last breath.
We have the ambulance already on the way, okay?
Okay.
And can you tell me what kind of vehicle?
Listen, you go ahead and get fire and PD and route.
Can you tell me what kind of vehicle he was stolen from, please?
White.
A white car, truck, or SUV?
All right, let's find this shit. YFN Lucci Maybach. Oh, perfect. At least that woman gave some good instructions. The white Maybach. She was right. He was actually gifted that Maybach in celebration of a new album. Shit, that was a perfect vehicle to bring on the drive-by, right? You give me a car, nigga, I'm bringing that shit on the drive-by, nigga. Fuck that. Let's see what the ops got to say about this shit. Fuck that, nigga. Oh, this is it right here? You know what's so crazy? The Maybach has a self-driving mode. Lucci could have put that shit on. He could have been shooting too. Let me stop. All right. Let's get serious on some real shit. I'm gonna play this and by the way, this is the real reason he was locked up for a long time. By the way, keep in mind, the judge and the court has deemed that, you know, at first they were blaming him, so they were charging him for the murder. Clearly, after he's taken a plea, they've relaxed off that stance, and now they're looking at him as a victim, honestly, right?
SUV.
What direction did the SUV
Yes,
go?
his whole body was just hanging out the car.
Listen, just stay on the phone. Can you tell me if you saw any of the people that were driving the car, whether they
No, I
adults or
didn't see the
kids?
people 'cause they were driving real fast. And we seen his.
Okay. Now, let's go over this plea deal. Okay, so he was sentenced to, so essentially it was the murder that he was charged with that, number one, got him locked back up because he had got back out after he had got the Violating Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. He had gotten account for that, but he had gotten out. But then this happened, which was a murder. And what happens is, I think you all know this. You know, you guys are smart. If we all go to rob a bank And while we're going to rob a bank, we start shooting it out with the security guard of the bank. The security guard kills somebody in the car. So it's 5 of us. We all go rob a bank. The security guard kills one of us in the car. What happens is the murder of the death of one of us, we all get charged for murder for, because according to the law, you initiated a crime, and because someone died as a result of a crime, you are culpable of it, even if it's someone that's with y'all, right? Lil J got hit with that for like something that he actually went to jail for a long time for. It was attempted murder or something of the sort, and that's how the courts look at it. So anyway, YFN Lucci, even though his homie or somebody that was in his car got charged or got murdered, they charged him with murder because there's claiming that when he went down that street, they believe that they were trying to do a drive-by. And if y'all trying to do a drive-by and people fired back defending themselves, you're guilty of murder if one of your guys get killed as well, right? Cool. Now, granted, he took a plea, and because of that, which, by the way, I think his lawyer, which is Drew Finland, I'm going to talk about him in a second, did an amazing job. It's like, when I mean an amazing job, Drew Finland, very historic lawyer. It's the top 3 lawyers in Gwinnett County. Not Gwinnett. I'm used to saying the top 3 goons in Gwinnett County, the Migos. The top 3 lawyers in the Atlanta region, or let's say Georgia. We're gonna go with Brian Steele, which is Young Thug's lawyer currently, number 1. We're gonna go with number 2 is Drew Finland. Actually, no, we're gonna go with I forgot his first name, but Sado. That's Gunna's lawyer, right? And then we're going to go with Drew Finland. Those are the top 3. If you got any type of money, you're charged with some shit that could get you 10 years, you got to get those guys. You need them. They're going to pull all the strings. They're going to make sure you get out of it. And by the way, I could accurately and very pleasantly say YFN Lucci, who probably spent, if you're asking me, just on a ballpark level, $2 to $4 million in legal fees, just paying his lawyers over the years for motions and these other things to make sure that they're very prepared, even though it ultimately didn't go to trial. But he's probably paid millions. It was worth every penny. Why? He got a very favorable plea, won't have to take the stand, never snitched on anybody, and will come back out and will be heralded by hip-hop and will have a career, okay? So let's go get into this plea deal of what actually happened. So salute to my boy Michael Seiden. Hey, my boy, he fucks with me too. He want to do a podcast with me. I do want to do a podcast with him too. He covers a lot of the Atlanta like news stuff. He works at WSB-TV. He says YFN Lucci is headed to prison after pleading guilty to 1 count of violating the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, okay? Prosecutors told the judge, and by the way, I'm going to actually switch over to, give me this, twitter.com, Seiden, WSB-TV. Okay, cool. We're going to just switch over to here and just read all his tweets because his tweets are really informative. So, okay. Here's the thing too. He's only gonna serve about 3.5 months in jail, which is people like once we remember. Let me actually go back. Let me actually go back because hearing he's gonna serve 3.5 months is like what? So here we go. Okay, cool. So let's read from here. Breaking. He's going to prison after pleading guilty to 1 count of the violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. As part of the negotiated plea, he was sentenced to a 20-year sentence with 10 to serve. Okay? Now, granted, we have to be very careful what Atlanta's doing with these sentences. We just seen rapper, or actually Young Thug's brother, Un Funk, who basically got a 10-year or 15-year like suspended sentence. Basically, he got a long probation, and if he violates, he goes to jail. And he ended up violating, which allegedly he's supposed to be in jail, even though he's Instagramming all the time. Here's the thing. Atlanta wants to close these cases. They have so much things on their hands and on their books. They're giving people like these sweetheart, deals, but they're coming with long sentences of basically probation, which means that if you get caught with anything, you automatically have to go and serve this long ass time, right? Are we that confident these artists are going to be able to remain straight and not fuck up? We don't know. Anyway. Lucci got sentenced to 20-year sentence with 10 years to serve, which means he has to serve 10 years. That means he has 10 years to serve, as I said, in prison, followed by 10 years of probation. Now, he's been in jail for about like 3 or 4 years. As part of the negotiated plea, he'll get credit for time served, which is 3 or 4 years, which began when he surrendered to charges on January 13th, 2021. Okay? So basically, it's 3 years to the date, right? Now, the father of 4 was initially facing numerous felony charges, including murder, which was the big thing. Remember, I told you the murder. They Sparta kicked that nigga out of there who was on their crew, but he died within something that the police called an attempted drive-by that they were going to do, which resulted in a life sentence, which could have resulted in a life sentence without parole. As part of the plea deal, the state has agreed, which, by the way, this is huge. Drew Finland, man, Drew Finland did some work here. As part of the plea deal, the state has agreed to write a letter to Pardon and Parole Board, that it will not object to his early release. Now, what's early release? We're going to talk about in a second. By the way, prosecutors also told the judge that with them even suggesting or even recommending whatever sentence for him, they said that he was not the driver and he did not fire the deadly shot. So now they're kind of backed off of, oh, y'all were doing a crime that resulted in a man's death. They're saying, hey, they're basically almost kind of like implicitly agreeing that he might have just been a victim, which is YFN Lucci. Before receiving the sentence, he apologized to the victim's family as well as his own family, friends, and the court. Perfect. Now let's get to the other shit, which is now, here it is, which, by the way, here's Drew Finland talking about if his client will be testifying, maybe in the YSL case, which the YSL case is going on.
There have been so many rumors on the internet that this negotiated plea, that we are soon going to see him as a star witness in the YSL case. What can you tell people there?
Anybody that says that's a liar. We all just went to court today, clear as day. There is no cooperation in the YSL case. He will not be testifying in that case. Anybody wants to subpoena him, we'll file a subpoena to quash that subpoena. He wants nothing to do with that case. He's made that clear for 3.5 years. He has said he knows nothing and he will not participate in that case, and he's steadfast. And through 3 weeks of jury,
there have been so many rumors on the internet that this negotiated plea, that we're soon going to see him as a...
So they're saying he won't be he was listed on the witness list for the YSL case, but they're saying he's not going to testify. I believe he won't. I believe he won't testify more than I believe that Gunna won't testify, right? Like, there is nothing that's incentivized for him to go. I don't think that his deal is incentivized for him to go tell on Jeffrey, right? Even though he don't like Jeffrey, but it's not incentivized for him to do that. While I do think when it comes to Gunna, even if they want him to prove a redundant point that YSL's a gang, or talk about some guns that was in a car with him and Thug, I think they'd rather put Gunna up there rather than they would. They would rather have Lucci, but it's just like Lucci's deal don't seem to be dependent on the prosecution of the YSL. Okay, cool. Now let me go to here. Cool. So now, okay. So basically, they're saying YFN Lucci will serve about 3.5 months in jail, and then he'll be released to serve the rest of his sentence on probation. They said more details. A part of this is negotiated plea. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but after serving 1/3, remember right now he served 3 years, 1/3 of his sentence is going to be 3.33, which is 3 years now and about like 3 months or so, right? So exactly, that's why you get 3.5 months, right? My bad, chat. He is eligible for parole. After getting credit for time served, he will be eligible for parole in 3.5 months. Prosecutors have already agreed to not fight his release, which means they won't fight it in any type of probationary board or early release parole board. So his defense team is very confident that he will be released early from prison. Simply put, YFN Lucci will be released in 3.5 months. He then also tweeted out there was an apology done in court that YFN Lucci apologized to his family and friends, victims, and other people related to the case. This is what he said.
First off, I want to say my heart goes out to my friend James Adam and his family.
That's the person who died, I believe.
Also, I want to apologize to my family and my friends for putting them through this stressful process. And I would also like to apologize to the court. And that's it.
Good apology. I don't know if we could get more video on anything, but I will say this. YFN Lucci and Drew Finland either have done on a completely amazing job, even better than Brian Steele and Sudo for Gunna, because not only will Lucci not have to snitch, not only will he not have to go through a trial process that could expose so much stuff and have other people, he will essentially still be getting out early. He'll get back out with all his reputation. People will say he stood tall, and his music career will continue. Also, the downside of everything with him is that obviously he's been locked up since 2021, but he might only be locked up for a few more months. When it comes to Young Thug, it appears that the prosecutor, which we all know because I talked about the whole thing with Donovan Thomas and third, they're not trying to offer, because think about this, right? He's a high-profile rap guy, and even though technically he's just not the leader of, and by the way, I said it wrong on last stream. I think I said Inglewood Mafia Family. No, it wasn't that. It was Inglewood Family Bloods. I think it's IFB or something like that. And he's not the leader of it. He's one of the influential members. And essentially, they're cool with giving him a couple months in jail left, or actually a couple months in prison, then a long probation. I'm wondering why that hasn't been offered to Thug. If Thug was offered this, why not? Like, bruh, you're not going to go to trial because you're scared of probation, right? You're going to take it. So I got to think that prosecutor office has a hard-on for Thug. They want that nigga guilty. And they want him guilty, but they want to also make a precedence with him. Now, here's the thing. Keep in mind that all this is going to boil down to be about like 4 months for Lucci. They gave him a favorable plea, but that's because he didn't have the court and the prosecutor take it to trial. They basically agreed, oh, okay, all right, we're just going to plead to this and that will be it. Young Thug and the rest of the YSL dudes have wasted so many state resources. They've done so much. They've almost implicitly tried to showcase and shame the judicial system of Fulton County and also the prosecutorial system. They have to make an example out of Young Thug and his crew, if you ask me. So that's probably the difference in what's going on. But if he's going to get out in 4 months, and I'm talking about Lucci, big W, if you ask me, right? It's just interesting. I'm like, damn, they'll let Lucci out like that, but clearly they're not trying to let Thug out. Man, they really think Thug is like a menace, bro. Fuck. All right, my people. All right, let's see what's going on here. We got a couple more. Oh, damn, yo, y'all are rocking with me tonight. Is these numbers fake? Let me look. I gotta go on the King Akademiks page. Like, what's cracking? No way we have 11,000 people watching us just on the King Akademiks page. It's 1:45 a.m. On the East Coast. Jesus Christ. I love y'all. Thank y'all. I hope, man, let me not get emotional. Let's just keep going. Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay, we're going to get to the Ice Spice lawsuit. Remember I told you I was going to deal with that at the top of the...
So YFN Lucci. YFN Lucci, basically, he's going to be a free man in the next 3 to 4 months, man. Well, halfway free at least. He's going to be on probation, so for 10 years. So let's pray that he, you feel me, doesn't get caught in the trap. But YFN Lucci, you feel me? He really kept it solid, man. Like we didn't hear anything coming out about him telling her anything. Honestly, this case really, really helped his career. I'm not gonna lie. Because when he comes out, besides the ones who really like fuck with Young Thug heavy, like the other type of artists like the Young Boys and like the Rod Waves and like the people like the neutral people or people who don't like they stay away from like the industry group, they're gonna start fucking with him heavy because he kept it solid. Like he didn't snitch on anybody. No paperwork's coming out about him. He kept it solid. While YSL, on the other hand, telling you got someone on the stand, he looks crazy. You got someone else act like he's mentally insane. Man, it's a lot going on in all these cases, bro. Like we don't really, you feel me? We don't really fully know what's going on with everything, bro. Like it's very, very crazy. And I'm I'm happy for YFN Lucci because the case that he was fighting and all the stuff, I don't know how he got away with it or what. I think everyone stayed solid and they didn't really have any evidence. Honestly, I feel like they don't even want YFN Lucci, which is crazy. They just want Young Thug. And YFN Lucci, his case, his lawyer is so good. He's not connected to the Young Thug case at all. First off, he doesn't have to go and testify against anything. He says he doesn't know anything. Like he just straight kept it straight solid, man. He has to do 3 more months and then he is a free man. When Lucci gets freed, I feel like he's gonna get a lot of love from the industry. You feel me? Will he get Reginae back? Most likely, because she's with the Armand dude, or I don't know what his name is. Armand Trey. I don't know which one's which. She's with him, but he's one of them YouTube boys. Now, when a real gangster like Lucci come out, she might go back. You feel me? Lucci, he allegedly threw his homeboy out the car or someone out the car, their dead body out the car in a moving car. So, hey man, we don't even know. We don't know what's what, but hopefully all goes well for YFN Lucci. Hopefully all goes well for Young Thug and even the ones not keeping it solid. What's the best for everybody? I mean, the whole situation on both sides, it's just sad, bro. Like, Lucci, he's a good man, I ain't gonna lie. Well, I don't personally know him, but like, he's you feel me, stand on business, man. He stood on business. Thug, he stands on business too. Both the heads of their operations. It's just tough because you read the comments and stuff and they say, YFN Lucci kept it more real and kept it more solid than YSL as a gang together. But as we found out after this case, YSL really stands for Young Snitch Life. So we're not really surprised when situations like this happen anymore. But in the comments below, let me know what you guys feel about this whole thing. And yeah, I'll be in the comments reading, looking for, you feel me, people's reactions, how they feel about this. Lucci coming out soon. Do we think Thug's gonna get a type of plea deal like this where he'll come out in 3-4 months? So a lot of people talking in the Thug case, so we'll have to wait and see. But we could only wish for the best. It's your boy Big Act News, and I am out.